Season's greetings, everyone. We hope you had a Merry Christmas and wish you a Happy New Year. This recap covers the new board makeup, Leandra's Culture War Redux, enrollment, the budget, specifically a budget deficit. This meeting saw Tricia Quintero take her place as trustee. Marilyn Anderson was elected board president, Carrie Buck vice president, and Todd Frazier clerk. The first big issue brought before the board was whether high school should have homecoming courts or homecoming king or queen. This urgent dilemma brought up by Leandra is likely a preview of her strategy for at least the next 2 years.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I helped do the agenda. So what the proposal was, there were some parents in the community. We received emails from Esperanza and also from El Dorado. They have had parents who are upset that there is a royalty court instead of a homecoming king and queen. I guess Valencia and then also Yorba Linda High School still does that model. And so they're questioning, I think there was 2 boys, not necessarily, there was no sexual identities, nothing. It was just 2 boys, nominated to homecoming court. And so people said that was, one king and then who was the boy?
There was 1 queen and then 2 boys tying for king.
What led to this discussion? Leandra's arch nemesis, math. Because there was a tie in voting at El Dorado's homecoming, 1 girl and 2 boys were elected. So rather than just accept the math is math, Leandra decided it was due to the nefarious gender identity underground conspiring to make everyone use 1 gym or something. Luckily, Luke Gilstrap was once again there to explain reality.
Eldo, the way it works is it doesn't matter. Whoever gets the most votes wins court. Mm-hmm. So what happened was one person won by a lot, and then 2 people tied for second place. They have the same amount of votes, so then we gave it to 3 people. So there was 3 homecoming court.
On to enrollment.
To date, we are now 500 more students over where we were last year at this time. We are over 400 more students this year to date than we were last year.
Check out this chart from September's State of the District titled Enrollment Soars. And here's the chart from the first interim report this year showing enrollment grew by 22 students. Here's Dr. Stein describing enrollment from the report.
Will probably be, and I'll call it stagnant enrollment moving forward for the next few years, meaning you might lose a little, you might gain a little.
He's been lying about enrollment this entire time. Hey, maybe we could add that to his evaluation. You know what's not likely increasing enrollment? USI. Here's some claims about USI enrollment these past few months.
2 supervisors to serve hundreds of kids now that have enrolled in USI. And again, hopefully our full-time USI enrollment, we're looking at over upwards of 150 to 200 kids.
And now,
can you tell us how many are at OCSCS and how many are at USI?
Sure. USI I have up, and that's 12 TK5, 44 at the middle school, and 28 at the high, for a total of 84.
Funny how that number has been a few clicks away on Dr. Young's laptop this entire time. Is spending $3.5 million on 84 students being good at a budget? Speaking of the budget, here's a brief history dating back to last year's first interim report in December 2023. Back then, the district estimated a budget surplus of $4.3 million for this school year. In March, they revised the budget to reflect a $3.2 million deficit. In June, that deficit tripled to nearly $9.7 million. Now, in December, the projected deficit is $12.4 million. We understand conditions can change, but we do wonder how the district explains the change of nearly $17 million since last December and nearly quadrupling since March. Of course, there's been millions spent on OCSCS and USI, but this meeting provided a glimpse into how spending's been mostly unchecked. Here's an exchange regarding the approval of $45,000 in chairs, tables, and other furniture for USI.
The amount for USI for the furniture alone was $45,000. And that was for 30 chairs, some tables, whiteboards, and other student needs.
I just wanted to point out that I understand the sentiment of not wanting to approve this item. These are payments that have already been cut, so what would be they're already issued, so it would be difficult to not approve this item. I would recommend that when we're evaluating the purchase orders, like that would be the time to pull and and deny those at the time.
Well, the purchase orders are really hard because they're general. They're like a large amount. There's no backup information. What kind of controls can we put in at the sites and before approval so that we're making sure that we're making responsible decisions?
While it's frustrating to see tens of thousands more go to USI, more concerning is how expenses were lumped together, making them easier to obscure under the old majority. Have we mentioned one member is supposedly an accountant? This led to a discussion of instituting new controls on purchases at sites over a certain amount. Hopefully the board can better examine expenses, especially with large deficits projected this next year. Stay tuned for our next episode where we recap the emergency board meeting where things got a bit spicy.